Governor Abiodun constitutes Joint Security Task Force to fight cultism. JAM releases 2023 UTME results. Plus, focus on NTA Trailblazer Engineer. Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us on Channel 12 News at 7. I am Yemi Dalimo. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has declared cultism as an act of terrorism and vows that his administration will henceforth treat suspected cultists as terrorists. The governor, who made the declaration at Akaribo Palace in Shagamu during a stakeholder security meeting, said that his government has had enough and will deal decisively with suspected cultists. In a statement by his chief press secretary Kunle Shomori, the governor said that government now consider cult members and other criminals as saboteurs of the economy and has instructed the law enforcement agencies to fish them out. He said that his administration would establish a joint intervention squad made up of military, police, the Department of State Services, civil defense, and local vigilante to deal with cultism and other related crimes, especially in Shagamu and other parts of the state. This squad, the governor explained, will be provided with necessary equipment, while its headquarters will be sited in Shagamu local government area. Akaribu of Remoland and Chairman Ogun State Council of Obas, Oba Babatunde Ajayi, and other stakeholders at the meeting said people of diverse culture and religion have coexisted in Shagamu for a long time, wondering why few elements in the society will be disrupting the peace and progress of the town, and promised concerted effort to eradicate cultism in the town. Young Nigerian professionals are making waves, carving a niche for themselves and making Nigeria proud, as in the case of engineer Olumayowaidu of NTA Abeokuta, Ogun State, who emerged best graduating student of the Public Leadership Training, University of Oxford. This feat will sure go a long way in mentoring others to achieve Nigeria's science and technological development. The reports. The young engineer Olumayowaidu is among the 50 best civil servants selected across Nigeria for participation in the Public Leadership Program organized by the AIG Abeokuta Foundation in partnership with the University of Oxford's Blavatnik School of Government. At the end of the 6-month executive program designed to effect positive change in Nigeria public service, Engineer Olumayowaidu, a staff of NTA Abeokuta, emerged tops, and his winning project is titled Harnessing Digital Technology in Broadcasting. This feat speaks volumes of Mayowa's brilliancy, tenacity, talent, and outstanding potential that could be further harnessed for national development.
Mayowa is not too young to take up responsibilities in this country, society, and our governments, to identify brilliant minds like this, because these are the future of our country. The issue about vocational training, Mayowa can be very suited for that. We can create an institute of vocational training in which we can begin to impart skills on people who don't necessarily have to be graduates in universities, but we acquire skills. And people like Mayowa can be very useful in such an assignment.
President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers (NSC), Katsiu Gidari Budeu, and TUC Chairman in Ogun State, Akim Lasisi, notes that Idowu is a shining example of brilliancy among Nigerian youths who need to be recognized to encourage others appreciate hard work.
At the Nigerian Society of Engineers, we are going to recognize this success, and we'll cap it up with a national award. So I should expect the governor to do more than that. The recognition of Idowu Olumayowaidu as the best leadership candidate in that training is a must thing to be done by his own state.
We want government to reward this excellency too, so that it will encourage others too, who will want to be like him, who will want to be the best in their own choosing field.
For Mayowa Idowu, who is not letting these achievements get into him, the sky is just the starting point.
I intend to make use of all these things to drive positive change in my organization's African largest television network. People outside there, they are not expecting anything less from African largest television network.
With federal government and stakeholders appreciating excellence and brilliance, the respondents urge Ogun State government to recognize this illustrious son of the state to motivate other youths. In Abeokuta.
Indeed, the sky is just the starting point for this young and brilliant engineer. In order to promote and secure victory for the kind of candidates that they want in elective public positions, knowledgeable young Nigerians must reach out further to connect and build bridges with their colleagues in semi-urban and rural areas who are not as privileged and exposed. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who expressed this view while interacting with some young Nigerians under the aegis of Global Shapers Community, Abuja Hub, says connecting with their colleagues in semi-urban and rural areas will be useful in fixing the missing link in youth participation in Nigerian politics. The Vice President also noted that corruption is the country's greatest challenge, observing that the people just have to deal with it day by day and point by point. On the most impactful lessons of the past few years, Vice President Osinbajo said it has been putting people at the center of policy. Global Shapers Community is an initiative of the World Economic Forum with chapters spread across different countries. The Joint Admission Board JAMB has released results for its 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, in which more than 1.5 million candidates registered and sat for the examination from across the country. Olayinka Ojo reports.
Examinations. The exercise had few niches at some centers, and that prompted JAMB to reschedule the examination for centers that had glitches. The hitches experienced during the mock examination was attributed to the deployment of innovations.
For those things we wanted to test, we have seen what they were, and we went back and made sure everything worked, and it's working. So we will still be now focused on issues related to cable that we call network in the centers. There may be few centers that will have one problem or the other, but we are going to get over that. For example, we have decided that all those with zero TIN clients will have to change if they must continue to be on our network.
Having dotted the lines and crossed the T's, the time then came to fully put these innovations by JAMB from biometrics to the examination proper to test.
No problem, no worries at all. I finished successfully, the computer did not go off again.
A visit to some CBT centers in Abuja, where candidates have 2 hours to convince the examiner that they actually understood what they were taught in schools, shows a hitch-free exercise as attested by Obinna Amako, a potential business administration student.
The only difference is that the mock examination we didn't start on time, but the main examination was on time. There were no hitches.
The examination was okay and I finished before time, cross-checked my work and submitted.
Even though at most of the centers.
We apologize for the mix-up in that report. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the renewal of the term of office for the chairman, executive secretary, and members of the board of trustees of Nigeria Police Trust Fund for another 3 years. A statement by the Ministry of Police Affairs indicates that the renewal of the appointment, which takes effect from 19th May 2023, is pursuant to the MPTF Establishment Act 2019 and the remarkable performance of the board as evident in policing and internal security in Nigeria. All is now set for the coronation of Charles III and his wife Camilla as the King and Queen Consorts of the United Kingdom tomorrow. President Muhammadu Buhari, who is already in London for the historic ceremony, has held a strategic meeting with key members of his delegation. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu tells us more.
The British capital is wearing a new look as millions of people across the United Kingdom and beyond prepare for the symbolic coronation ceremony of the 40th reigning monarch since 1066. President Muhammadu Buhari will go down in history as the first Nigerian leader since independence to ever witness the coronation of the King and Queen Consort of the United Kingdom. This meeting was therefore convened by the President to strategize on ways and means of achieving a successful outing by Nigeria as an important member of the Commonwealth of Nations.
I think it's another feather to President Muhammadu Buhari's cap. He is a man of destiny.
The relationship between our two countries at the bilateral level has really been strengthened under Mr. President's mandate.
During the elaborate ceremony, popularly referred to as Day of Splendor and Formality, customs dating back to more than 1,000 years will be showcased. To members of the Nigerian delegation, the memorable, historic and significant event is better seen than imagined.
I sense one message, that even back at home, we should revisit our traditional institutions back at home and look at how we can have them complement the structures of government who have responsibility for civil authority and security.
While in London, President Buhari is expected to bid farewell to some of his counterparts present as he prepares to hand over power to the next administration in a couple of weeks. From London, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
For many years, truth is being undermined by disinformation and hate speech. Sadly, press freedom remains under threat in many parts of the world. To this end, United Nations in Nigeria is appealing to governments at all levels to do all it can in its part to promote press freedom in Nigeria. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday reports.
Freedom of expression gives special rights and responsibilities to the press. The media watchdog, Reporters Without Borders, says globally, media workers face mounting threats, including women journalists living in fear of violence.
We all have a responsibility to support and protect those who at times risk their lives to speak truth to power. I would like to call on government and on citizens in general to promote and protect press freedom.
We should not give up on the clamor for freedom of expression as an integral part of human rights, the inalienable condition for individual, group, and social and societal fulfillment.
Executive Secretary, National Human Rights Commission Tony Ojukwu, represented, said, in spite of their relevance and importance, journalists and media practitioners the world over still face threats and intimidation.
Like arbitrary arrest, detention, politically motivated criminal charges, sedation laws and other challenges like censorship.
Let this day be an opportunity to renew our commitment within international organizations to defending journalists and, through them, press freedom.
The forum cascaded into a panel where the plight of the Nigerian press was discussed.
Reporters Without Borders says in its 2022 report that Nigeria ranks 129 out of 180 countries surveyed. That is not good enough, considering that in 2021 we ranked 120.
Reporters Without Borders in its 2023 World Press Freedom Index rated North Korea, followed by China, Vietnam, and Iran as the worst in terms of press freedom, with Norway topping the charts as the best. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
And it's on that note that we wrap up the news for tonight. We thank you for watching. Good night.
long-lasting quality, beauty, and value to your property. Think Seiko Paints. Seiko Paints. For more than 20 years, we paint the gateway city and cities beyond. Our products are available in retail and wholesale outlets throughout Nigeria. For further information, call the Chief Executive Officer, Managing Director, Seiko Paints Limited on 0803 674 9618 or 0803 725 5170. You can also reach us at 23 Olufemi Ajayi Street, Ifako Ijayi, Lagos, Nigeria. Seiko Paints, adding value to everything.